Das Rätsel im Salz. Direkt auch noch ein Dungeon, aber ja. Einzelspieler, Geo fehlt noch. Geo soll man machen. Ach, klar. Ich hätte eigentlich noch Feuer nehmen sollen. Geo, ob es fehlt, ich weiß nicht, ob wir es brauchen. Wenn wir Geosäulen haben, haben wir ein Problem. Also von daher einfach mal abwarten. Das Rätsel des Salz. Jetzt mal eine Prise Salz hier. Oh. Eine Mumie. Mr. Song Lee. Statue. Eine seltene Statue, die aus Salz besteht. Also sind die Leute...
No. These are people.
Duh.
They were probably followers of the god of salt.
How did they become this way?
What in the world is hidden deep in this ruin?
Ja, Menschen. Kann man hier klettern? Nope. Es war einfach, wenn sie runterfallen, aber... Ah. Wie soll ich da jetzt hochkommen? Also brauche ich hier wirklich Geo. Oder ich mach's so. Ja. Songli Kannas. Ich habe gerade keine Ahnung, wie wir das hinbekommen haben, aber ich bezweifle, dass es so gewollt ist. Ich bezweifle es stark.
Look at this. It's filled halfway with salt.
Just looks like a fancy salt holder. Seems like the god of salt was a god lacking in treasures.
According to my knowledge, it's no ordinary vessel. Although it is only half full, it is also forever half full. That is to say, it is bottomless.
What? You're saying that even if I pour the salt out, the amount inside won't change?
Exactly.
Able to produce endless salt. The god of salt is powerful indeed.
Finally, after all that effort, I've found precious treasure. I claim this as mine. I just need to pour the endless salt into 1,000 or 10,000 bags. I can sell it and make a fortune.
Hey, how can you use a relic of the god of salt for such a shallow pursuit?
If Mr. Clement wants this salt chalice, then the next object we find will belong to Miss Wanyan, according to the contract agreed upon.
Of course, as we agreed. But how can anything be worth more than this rare find?
Since we have a contract, it's no use for me to fight with him.
Then let's move on, shall we?
Salz ist zwar wichtig, aber in Massen ist es eine ernsthafte Haltung gebannt. Nein, vielleicht hat er ja auch Angst. Vergebung, würde ich mal sagen, ist das eher so, dass sie nicht verwandelt werden wollen. Das ist eine Flucht. Flucht vor der Göttin des Salzes. Geht doch. Tschüss. Hier muss irgendwas Grausames passiert sein. Ah, hier. Bug. Kannst. Ja, okay, wir brauchen unseren Stein. Ohne Stein kommen wir hier nicht weiter. Das ist halt wirklich dafür ausgelegt. Die große Frage ist nur, habe ich gerade Stein? Vor allem, wir haben ja eine Errungenschaft. Ja. 800 Truhen. So, Truppe. Ja, wir haben sogar Geo. Sehr schön. So. Und jetzt ein bisschen schneller dann. Also so gesehen schneller im Sinne, wir gehen da schneller hin, weil wir da eher so gesehen den Teil schon kennen.
Are these statues?
No. These are people. They were probably followers of the god of salt.
How did they come this way?
What in the world is hidden deep in this ruin?
Na komm. Machen wir es halt so. Jetzt haben wir schon die Kugeln, die kommen da nicht mal hoch. Schweinerei. So. Das kennen wir ja schon.
Look at this.
According to my knowledge, what? Exactly.
Able to
Finally, I just...
Hey,
If Mr.
Of course.
Since we have
Then let's move on.
So. Zhongli schlägt sich definitiv ganz gut. So. Ähm. Hm. Und wie kommen wir an die Kiste hier? Ah, die hatten irgendwie Angst. Ein Dolch, würde ich mal sagen.
Just a simple ruler. It doesn't look to be worth anything.
this. If I remember correctly, this is some kind of measuring tool.
Indeed. But the god of salt imbued it with another power. When you stick this ruler in the ground, the surrounding area will become covered in salt, much like a rising tide covers the earth. The deeper it is stuck in the ground, the more salt will appear. It is essentially a bumper harvest of salt.
What? That's even better than the salt chalice.
Well then, according to our contract, the salt ruler goes to Miss Wanyan.
No, unacceptable. I paid for and organized this entire expedition. Why should I get the short end of the stick? And this girl has been useless. Why would she get anything?
Oh Junge, es geht wieder los, seufzt. Während wir über unnütze Menschen sprechen.
So you are saying you want to break the contract?
So what if I break it? Now that I've seen how the mechanisms in this ruin work, I no longer need you. Let's not forget who hired who here. Why should I let you make the rules?
Because you agreed to a contract. Rex Lapis once said, ones who break their contracts shall suffer the wrath of the rock.
That is one of your Liyue gods. I am from Snezhnaya. I
Will suffer the wrath of the rock. You may find it rather unpleasant. Pay your dues.
Das ist doch... Das ist doch wie so ein schlechter Witz. Oh. Das wusste ich nicht, dass der auch eine Säule erschaffen kann. Wir hätten nicht wechseln müssen, glaube
I
ich.
shall confiscate your treasure as well. You are not worthy to continue any further into the ruin. Leap.
Oh, darn you! Just you wait.
Eine archäologische Untersuchung. Er konnte nicht länger nur so tun. Wenigstens waren wir auf der Hut. Ja gut, dass Palmer einen Lügner aus 100 Metern erkennt.
Clement's wrongdoing stemmed from greed, yes. But besides greed, there are many other things that may tempt us to break contracts. When people see the object of their dreams, how many are really able to control their desire? And I think we should be honest with each other now.
Ehrlich über
In
was?
truth, not a single member of this archaeological expedition came here for archaeology.
Why do you say that?
Miss, you lack even the most basic archaeological knowledge, and can recognize naught but a few simple relics. However, you are an expert when it comes to anything regarding the god of salt. You aren't interested in archaeology or relics. What you're really interested in is the god of salt. I believe those legends about the god of salt that you mentioned on the Pearl Galley are passed down between generations at Yinyuan Hall.
Okay, that's enough. Sir, you are indeed a man of great knowledge and talents. I seem to have been right to seek you out once I plucked up my courage.
Ja.
You're right. I'm not a scholar of archaeology. I come from one of the 8 trades under the jurisdiction of the Chising, Yinyuan Hall of the salt industry. Our ancestors were those protected by the god of salt all those years ago, when the Archon War engulfed the land in chaos.
Wenn ich darüber nachdenke, habe ich dich nie Rex Lapis sagen hören. Oh, richtig, jetzt wo du es sagst, diese Leute von die verwenden sehr selten den Namen Morax.
During the war, Morax assassinated our god out of envy for her power. He left us alone and lost in the world. We hate him! But this is Morax's Liyue after all. And its history is written as he wishes. So I seek proof of Morax's guilt. He has blood on his hands and cruelty in his heart. We agreed to a contract that we will face the truth head on, didn't we, Mr. Zhongli? You must judge this history fairly.
Naturally, of course. But I must add, Liyue is no longer Morax's Liyue. Come with me. All the answers you seek lie ahead.
Jetzt erstmal die Truhe. So. Mhm. Ah. Gut zu wissen. Ah. Oh. Läuft mit ihm, würde ich mal sagen. Oh, er wurde versteinert. Dass er versteinern kann, war mir in der Hinsicht nicht bekannt. Aber Schwert ist dann doch noch wirkungsvoller. Oh. So wie es für mich aussieht, die flehen nach Vergebung. Sie haben Angst und flehen nach Vergebung.
This is a sword?
Ja, ein Schwert.
Aha! It's a broken sword. This is proof. This proves that the god of salt had to fight back against the evil Morax. But the power of this sword surely is much greater than that of the salt chalice and salt ruler. If we can repair the sword, then we can show the world the mighty power of the god of salt.
Es sieht so aus wie etwas, das nach einer Niederlage im Kampf zurückbleibt.
Two pieces of a broken sword. From an archaeological perspective, these are two separate relics. According to the contract, you can only claim one.
Why? We were alternating claims to treasure, true. But Clement is no longer here.
Yes, but the only one object per claim clause still holds true. You cannot take two relics at the same time.
This logic!
Im Zwillinge, sie scheint eine gute Person zu sein und niemand streitet um den Schatz. Wie wäre es, wenn du hier ein Auge zudrückst?
When there's a contract, nothing can be allowed to slide. If the contract is not followed, then it is broken.
No! If I only take one half, then it can't be repaired, and the power of the god of salt cannot be restored. No matter what, I must be faithful to her. Even if it breaks the contract, I don't care.
So you are already decided? Then there is a price to pay for breaking the contract. That is to say, you consign yourself to suffer the wrath of the rock.
That's okay. The god of salt gave up her life to protect her people. My sacrifice is nothing compared to that. Punish me however you want. Just let me take this proof of my faith.
Nein, du kannst kein Mädchen schlagen.
Perhaps that punishment would be easier for her. But, as punishment, I will tell you the truth.
Huh? The truth? You mean the truth is my punishment?
Yes. The truth that I am about to tell you shall be your price to pay for breaking the contract.
Die Wahrheit ist zu erfahren, nicht nur nun erzählen werde, ist das Preis, den du für den Vertrag bezahlst.
I'm afraid to say that the god of salt, Havria, was not the powerful god you imagine her to be. Rather, she was a small and weak god who yielded to all other gods. When it came to war, she lost, never able to win a seat among the seven.
What?
During the Archon War, the gods of this world used all their strength and cunning to vie for control of Teyvat. But Havria instead chose to flee. She thought that by giving up before a fight could start, she could save herself and her people from the war. However, during such a long war, there is no end to the advances of aggressors. After making countless concessions, Havria lost all of her lands, until only one small haven remained.
No. No! It can't be so.
In her last days, she had not even a single blade to defend her people with.
Not even a single blade? Then... this sword...
This sword is not a relic belonging to the god of salt, but is instead the murder weapon used to kill her.
Murder weapon? No! That's not true! That can't be true! You're trying to test my faith in the god of salt.
As I said before, I only state the facts.
Preposterous! You are a follower of Morax! Don't try to trick me!
Hey, komm zurück. Was du sagtest, das war die Wahrheit.
Indeed. Otherwise, why would I use the truth as punishment? I did not want to tell her such cruel facts. But the contract was broken. Let's follow her deeper into the ruin. There, I fear, we will find something that will leave her no choice but to face the truth.
Oh Mann.
Salt and betrayal.
Die sind geflohen, wie es aussieht. Sogar das Volk sich gegen sie wendet oder so, oder zumindest.
What are all these? What did they see? What did they do? What happened?
Since you do not trust me, let us continue onward. That which lies beyond this door will show you all that happened back then.
Ah. Kein Buch. Hier ist scheinbar die Göttin des Salzes gestorben. Und mit ihrem Tod sind alle Menschen zu Salz geworden. der Ursprungston, was hier einst auch war, jetzt gibt es nur noch Salz.
This is the scene of the crime. Havria's body dissipated, leaving nothing but these traces of salt. Her dying moments have since been frozen in time to this very day. The story continues that some among her people realized at last that this gentle, kind, but weak god could never protect anyone in wartime. The Archon War was cruel in the extreme. Instead of consigning her to the agony of defeat, they thought perhaps it would be better to give her a quick release.
Warum diese Statuen-Dinge?
No matter how weak the god, the power that flows forth when they are slain is beyond the strength of mortal coils to bear. Those who could not flee were thus transformed. Those of her people who were untouched by this disaster left for Liyue, where they sought refuge with Rex Lapis. Their descendants feared Havria's remnants and lived in terror that she had laid upon them an eternal curse. So they risked their lives to come here, to break the sword, and offer up obeisances in hopes that her anger might be appeased. But they need not have done so. For how could a god who had never once resisted, even till the end, nurse hatred for her people in her heart?
Even if this is so, I can't. This must be a lie. A false history, all of it. Don't you dare try to shake my faith.
Oh, Tony hat diesmal auch kein bisschen Gnade walten
This
lassen.
is the price she must pay. Yet I would not call it a bad thing. Judging by how she appeared, I fear that she will struggle for a time. But even if she may not escape that struggle immediately, simply recognizing the truth is good enough for now.
Du scheinst nur allzu gut vertraut zu sein, damit was mit der Göttin des Salzes geschehen ist.
Indeed. In ages past, Havria's story served as a warning to me as well. Faith in a god who has already passed will do you no good. So it is for Havria. And so it is for Morax also.
Das Volk von Liyue wird das eines Tages
All
verstehen.
right, then. Now, would you like to accompany me in taking a trip to Guyenstone Forest?
Hä, was willst du da machen, Songli?
Treading old ground, telling old stories. One cannot help but be reminded of old acquaintances.
Irgendwie hier mehr erwartet, wenn ich ehrlich bin. Eine Göttin, die ihr Volk nicht schützen konnte. Eine gute Göttin, aber leider zu schwach. Ach ja. Aber ein Volk sollte sich halt nicht auf Götter nur verlassen. Das hat lieber Jesu gesehen jetzt schon lernen müssen. Auf brutale Art und Weise. Die Adepten sind zwar noch da, aber auch die werden nicht ewig da sein. Ach, das war's. Trotzdem ein hübscher Ort.